I remember one time, this was in 1971, in Vrindavan. I wasn't a part of any religious movement. I didn't have a guru. I was just searching. By the power of destiny, by the power of grace, I was brought to the forest of Vrindavan. And there my heart was captured by every cow that gazed upon me with her sparkling eyes. Captured by every bull, even the one that stabbed me in the stomach with his horn and threw me over his head. And then afterward I felt really nice. By every dancing peacock and their counterpart peahens. By the river Yamuna, by the Kadamba, Tamal, by banyan trees, champak trees, by the little girls dancing with baskets of cow dung on their head and smiling and saying to me, Radhe Radhe. And I didn't know what is Radhe Radhe. I thought it was Hindi for hello. But there was something so spiritual about it. And the little boys playing cricket, and while they're playing cricket, whether they win or lose, whether they miss the ball or hit the ball, they say Radhe Radhe. And I learned that Radhe Radhe is Krishna, is God's. They're calling out Krishna's name. And the saints and the sages, the babas, the widows, just their intoxicated nature of being so absorbed and attached to God in such a personal, such an intimate, personal way. And gradually I was understanding, little by little, that Krishna wasn't just the supreme, absolute truth that no one can know. After death you could merge into. Krishna wasn't a severe, awesome father dwelling somewhere way up above the clouds. These people, Radha and Krishna, were their neighbors. They were their countrymen. They're living here with us. Don't you see them? No, I don't see them. Yes, they're here every day. That was their feeling. And they lived in that feeling. This was so special. It was so real. And little by little I was hearing about the Gopas and the Gopis and the nature of their pastimes with Radha and Krishna. And one day I was sitting all alone on the bank of the river Yamuna, just meditating on the extraordinary nature of the devotion of Vrindavan. I was meditating on the nature of the love of the gopis and the gopas and Nanda and Yashoda and such personal, intimate relationships they had with God. And I was feeling so thrilled looking down on the river, thinking this is the same river that the cows and the calves would drink water from and Krishna would bathe with gopis and gopas in. And while I was engrossed in these very sublime thoughts, I was thinking that I'm so very, very far away from my homeland of the Midwest in America. It seemed like totally another world. Then I heard behind me this man chanting some beautiful Vrindavan bhajan about Radha and Krishna. Turned around, it's a sadhu, Babaji. He had Vaishnav tilak, very prominent on his 12 parts of his body. He really looked like the very personification of a typical Vrindavan Babaji sadhu. And he sat next to me. And he started telling me about the gopis' love for Krishna in a very, very nice way. Not at all inappropriate. He was talking about their surrender, about the purity of their hearts. He was telling me these beautiful leelas. And I was feeling, I'm really in another world. This is so special. We spoke for some time, maybe half hour, maybe more. And then he said, I want to give you something that has immensely helped me in understanding the gopis' love with Krishna. And he gave me this tattered little piece of paper that was all folded up. And then he went away. And I opened it. I couldn't believe what was on that paper. It was the prayers of St. Francis of Assisi, where he says, "O my Lord, make me an instrument of your grace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Let me seek not to be understood as to understand, to forgive." It's just a simple prayer, begging to be an instrument of selfless service. I remember how that affected me. That yes, the essence, the real essence of spirituality is selfless devotion, taking shelter of the divine grace of the Lord.